Before you can edit this, of course, we're going to have to add this to your Kajabi. So in your description of this video, you will see a link that looks just like this. And when you click on it, it downloads automatically. So once it's downloaded, we can go into our Kajabi again. We want to go to websites, landing pages, and you'll see it gives you three options. So we can start from scratch. We can browse through some templates that Kajabi got already. So similar to the website templates we looked at before, look through those. And we also have upload template. And that's the option we're going to do right now. But as I say, once you've even edited this, you might want to have a go at starting from scratch, or you can have a look at some of these templates again. Just gives you a few good examples. They actually have quite a lot of good choice. They've got a lot better at that. But for the meantime, we're going to upload a template. So click on Upload Templates. We're going to browse files, and you will see it will be this one at the top. So it will say something like Encore. So we're going to click on that, double click. Straight away, it's going to start installing, which is fantastic. And there we go. Within about 10 seconds, we've now got our template right in front of us. So if you scroll down the right-hand side, you'll see it's pretty exactly the same as what we have in the actual preview link. And the best way to think about it is, if you want to edit anything, just click on it on the right. And then on the left-hand side, it will pop up with the necessary changes. So we just click in this text box. You see straight away, we could just change some of this text. Fantastic. Same as if we click on this button. Kajabi Builder is really great for editing. It can be a bit tricky to get started and create from scratch if you're not used to it, which is why having a template makes it so much easier. And the things to think of, we need to find out what a section is and what So the things to think of are the sections and the blocks. That's how these pages are made. If you're hovering over on the right-hand side, you will notice that the end of each kind of section, there's a little blue line. And that means where the section ends. So if I click in this empty space, it will show me all the blocks within a section. If I click on this next section, it'll show me all these images I have in here. Same again here. And you get the picture. And when we click in a section and go to a block, it lets us change what is in that block itself. So sections can be made of various different blocks. If we're going to go into the top section just to try it out, if I click on Add Block, I can add in all these different types of blocks. So we've got audios, accordions, countdown timers, which could be quite useful for creating a bit of urgency, pricing cards, videos, you name it. And if you want to add anything into a section, it's just a case of click on the left and it will add to the right. And if you ever do want to keep what you've added, just simply click save. And as you know, there's nothing to worry about with mucking up this template, because if you do muck up and you think it looks terrible, you can literally just delete it, re-upload again, and start from scratch. Or you can duplicate this template before you start editing it. So that way you always have a backup. And if you want to change the text, we can literally just change some of that. It's just like editing a Word document. Really, really easy. Sometimes you'll notice that the text isn't the size you want. Can't think of anything else to say but hello, but there we go. If you want to change any of the text, we can change it to be different header types. So paragraph, or we can do different headers. And you'll see the size changes as we go through. If you want to make it back to paragraphs, click on paragraph. And just like a Word document, we can make it bold. We can make text italic, underlined. We can change the color of it. We can add links. Really, really nice and easy. And now we can even choose how it's aligned. So we can align left, right, center, etc., or justify it. Really nice and easy. If you want to change the background color of the blocks, we just click into the section, and automatically you'll see on the left here, it tells you and asks you what type of background you'd like. You can have none. We can add, so it just literally goes to a color, and then you can change that color. And because we've already added our branded colors, the great thing is all of our hex code should be here already, which is really cool. But for the moment, we're going to do an image. And if you want to change the opacity of a color over the image, we click on media type image, click on color, and you see this bar here. This is a transparency bar, which is really useful. So you see the background colors changing slightly over the top of the image as we go. If you want to change the image, simply click select image. And if we want to change an image of a background, we just click on select image and we upload a new one, or we can just select a recent file that we may have. For videos, exactly the same process. Upload a new file. And then you can even add a placeholder image to go over the top. So if I just click in a random video for the meantime. You can then select an image just to kind of be the cover image of it. So this is going to look terrible with the same image over the top, but it just shows you how it works. For the call to actions, things we need to think about are, so what do we want it to go to? And if you're not sure, it gives you quite a few choices. So at the moment, we've got it so it's set up to go straight to the free guide. So if I refresh this, so if I preview this, when the user clicks on the button, it goes straight down to that section. So on the call to action, I have chosen go to section on this page, and I've chosen to go right to the bottom. But you can also make it go to another landing page, go to a checkout page, download a file, go to URL, two-stop opt-in, open pop-up checkout. There's so many options. So one thing would be cool, sometimes people like to have a two-step opt-in pop-up. So a form that pops up and they enter the details there. So you can play around with that. But in the meantime, we've literally just got it. So it goes straight to this section. So let's look at that again. It's really neat. I've got that set up for every call to action at the moment. But of course, you can go in and change those. Once you change anything on the left, just make sure you click save on the right. Again, with this section, so with your social proof and credentials, all you need to do to change them is click on the images and we can just change. With images, you can change the border radius. You can change the width. So if I want to make it smaller, you can make it more rounded. It's best just to click on the right and then play around and see what settings you have on the left. If you want to change the order of anything, we just click within the section. And then on the right-hand side of the left menu, where it has the block within, we can just click on this and drag it. And you see this can just drag and move around however you want to show them. The same goes with sections themselves. So if we go back into the section, we can do the exact same thing. So in the sections, we can see all of these here. If we want to move the form up, we can just drag that up like this. So you might want to have, if you want to have two, you could have two. You can duplicate these as well. You can rename them just so it's easier. If you want to move the order of how some of the text looks, again, we can drag that around by clicking in the section and then just holding over to the right and just moving it around, which is really neat. The same goes for every single section. It's just a case of replace images, drag around, make sure you get the text you're happy with, make sure you have the right call to actions. If you want to change the same goes with the FAQs. So these are really neat. So when you click on this box, it opens up more text. So it's a great way to make the most of the space. And again, you want to change any of the text, just click on here and then just start typing. Easy as that. If you want to change any colors of the backgrounds, the same as what we looked at before, click in the section, choose what type of background you want, just change the color. Simple as that. I would also recommend going into your settings and setting some of the rules for the page. So if we go to Style Guide, we can then change some of the primary colors. So we can change the primary color overall. So I've got this purple at the moment. You can choose how you want all the buttons to be, like star-wise, if you want them all solid, outline, full width, what size you'd like them. You can change what button colors you'd ideally like. You can choose your fonts and line heights in here. So all of this, and again, you can choose what sizes you want everything to be. So as I mentioned, we have 6 types of headers. You can change the sizes so it will fit for every single. You can change the sizes of the headers here as well. So if you want to change the font of the paragraphs, just click in here, choose one you like. And the same with the headers. And we can save. One thing to think about with sections is there are 12 rows. There are 12 columns in a row. So if I click on any block, it will show you the width at the top. So if I wanted to have this text next to this video, I could make this a 6. I might want to then move this video next to the text. And I can make this a 6 as well. And if you want to have 3 blocks in a row, you can. You just need to make sure that we have 12 divided by 3. So we make all of them 4. This, of course, will not look good, but just to show you how easy it is to get everything together. And if you want to edit anything on mobile, and make sure you check out the mobile view as well, scroll up to the top and just change this, and then you can even choose now what mobile device, how you want it, how it looks in each mobile, which is really blooming cool. So I can choose iPhone 14. And it just shows you how it's going to look on there. Because on each section, we have a desktop layout setting and a mobile layout setting. So this will let you just show how you want the formatting to show on both devices. So you can change the padding on mobile if you wanted to. So we could say 300. You just see how that space increases. Oh, it would do if I was on the right part. So let's go to mobile layout. If we change this padding, it just creates that space. So you can change the padding on mobile layout and desktop layout. So what I do, just play around with it, have some fun. Let's say they're really simple to edit. And once you kind of get a page that you like, you can then save that as a template, duplicate it, and use it for future designs.